Hello students. In this class, we will discuss Parliament. Let's start with our first slide. What is Parliament? Basically, we all know that India is divided into federal system. Not completely federal. India is a type of quasi-federal. Generally, in India, there is a federal system, but during the emergency, our India is divided into unitary system. So, what is federal system? Federal system means the division of powers between state and center. So, in India, state have their own powers to make law, and same center has their own powers to make law. So, parliament is a central authority or central combination of house which represent the central government. So we borrow the idea of parliament in India from British constitution, and we have dual system known as Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So during the formation of constitution, we borrowed different topics from different countries. The parliamentary form of government we borrow from British constitution. So Indian Parliament and Parliament have same system, which is known as dual system. Dual system means two houses in the center and two houses in the state. Okay, so there are two houses. One is known as Lok Sabha and second is known as Rajya Sabha. So Article 79 of Indian Constitution explain about the parliamentary system of India. So Parliament is explained in Article 79. Parliament consists three parts or divided into three parts or three organs. First is known as Lok Sabha under Article 81. Second is known as Rajya Sabha under Article 80, and third is known as President under Article 52 to 61. So Parliament itself explained in Article 79. Parliament is divided into three parts: Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, and President. Lok Sabha itself explain in Article 81, Rajya Sabha itself explain in Article 80, and the Article 52 explain about President. So here we have to discuss different section of Parliament like Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, and President. So we will start with our first section known as Lok Sabha. In this class, we will discuss about Lok Sabha. Basically, Lok Sabha is a conference hall or a house inside the parliament. Here, we have to understand about the MPs of Lok Sabha and Speaker of Lok Sabha. So this is a hall in parliament. Here are some fixed MPs, and here is the chairman or the head of the Lok Sabha known as Speaker. So we have to read or learn about the MPs, what are the qualification or MPs, what is the election type, how we can appoint a speaker, what are the power of a speaker, what are the power of MPs. Firstly, Lok Sabha is also known as lower house, temporary house, and house of people. So we can say Lok Sabha also known as lower house, whether Rajya Sabha also known as upper house. So in Lok Sabha, the minimum age for election is 25, and in Rajya Sabha, the minimum age for election is 30. So that's why on the basis of age difference, Lok Sabha is known as lower house and Rajya Sabha is known as upper house. Temporary house, president can dissolve anytime this house. This is not a permanent house. President has power, he can dissolve Lok Sabha at any point of time. So that's why this house is known as temporary house. Why house of people? The MPs, member of parliament, represent the member of parliament represented by their members or by the citizen of that constituency. So MPs are directly elected by peoples. They represent the people of India. That's why this house is known as House of People. So lower house, due to the age difference of Rajya Sabha upper house, and this house is known as lower house, temporary house. President can dissolve anytime this house. And House of People, because the MPs are directly elected by the people, yeah, of India. Okay. Next, qualification of MPs. What are the major qualification required to elect as a MP of Lok Sabha or member of Parliament of Lok Sabha? A person must satisfy all following conditions to be qualified to become a member of Parliament of Lok Sabha. So, according to Constitution, a person must be citizen of India, not less than 25 years of old, must be sound person, means not unsound mind or to eligible or to understand the politics, or not found insolvent, means bankrupt. So if a person is citizen of India, he has Indian citizenship, he is 25 years old, he is mentally stable, and he is not insolvent, he can basically elect, or he can elect the election of Lok Sabha, or he can be a candidate for Lok Sabha election. So this is the basic qualification for MP of Lok Sabha according to Constitution, or according to Article 81 of Indian Constitution. So basically Article 81 explain about Lok Sabha only. Clear? Lower house, temporary house, House of People, and qualification must be citizen of India, 25 years old, not unsound mind, and not found insolvent. Now, what are the seats for Lok Sabha, or majorly seats for Lok Sabha? In Lok Sabha, the seats of MPs are maximum 550. They are freeze till 2026. Currently in Lok Sabha, there are total 540 seats, but maximum seats can be 550. So there are currently 543 constituencies, while maximum seat will fill up to 550. If Parliament required, they can extend seat to 550 only. And maximum seats in Lok Sabha will be 550, but currently there are 543 constituencies in Lok Sabha, or 543 seats are in Lok Sabha. The seats are explained in Article 331. Also, 2 seats were reserved for Anglo-Indians. Okay, at present there are 543 seats. Before 2020, there were 545 seats in Lok Sabha, which 543 seats are directly elected by peoples, and rest 2 seats are nominated by president, which are Anglo-Indian seats. So before 2020, there were 545 seats in Lok Sabha. As we read, at present 543, but before 2020 there were 2 extra seats which were known as Anglo-Indian according to Article 331. So Article 331 says that 2 Anglo-Indian seats will be nominated in Lok Sabha by president only. But in 2020, a 104th amendment will be conducted to remove these seats. So at present there is no Anglo-Indian seats in Lok Sabha, because 2 seats of Anglo-Indian in Lok Sabha was removed by 104th amendment in 2020. So at present 543 seats, all are elected seats, and maximum seats are 550, which cannot be extended till 2026. They are freeze till 2026. Before this, 2 Anglo-Indian seats were removed in 104th Amendment 2020. What are the election method of Lok Sabha? How a MP can be elected in Lok Sabha? Basically, in India, there are two types of election. First election is known as direct election, and second election is known as indirect election. Simply, if people vote for any post, this election is known as direct election. If people do not vote for an election, this election is known as indirect selection. Previously, we read this house is known as House of People. Why this house is known as House of People? Because the MPs of Lok Sabha directly elected by people. So that's why in Lok Sabha people select their leaders. So Lok Sabha MPs were elected by direct election method where people vote for their leader. So in Lok Sabha, in India, there are two types of election: direct election or indirect election. What are the difference between direct elections and indirect elections? Direct, when people vote for their leader; indirect election, when normal people don't vote for their leader. But as we know, this house is known as House of People because people select their MP or people vote for their MP. So in Lok Sabha, people select their leader. So Lok Sabha MPs was elected by direct election method where people vote for their leader. Formula for winning election, this is 50% plus 1. As we all know, there is 543 seats in Lok Sabha. How many seats in Lok Sabha? There are 543 seats in Lok Sabha. Okay, if any party won more than 50% plus 1 seat, then he became the majority party. Let's calculate 543. The 50% of 543 is approx 271 and plus 1. So if any party want to become a majority party in Lok Sabha, he has to win at least 272 seats. So the formula for winning election is 50% plus 1. So this is the basic criteria to win in Lok Sabha election. Okay. Here are some important points related to Lok Sabha. PM is appointed by President with the advice of majority party leader. Okay, let's move to this slide. Here are the MPs, here are the speaker, and here this is the House of Lok Sabha. We discussed that if any party won 50% plus 1 or at least for now 272 seat, then this party will be known as majority party and the head of this party will be known as majority party leader. So in Lok Sabha, Prime Minister is appointed by President, but Prime Minister will take advice of majority party leader. Ministers of Lok Sabha explained in Article 75. Article 75 says that there will be the Prime Minister with the Minister for its help. The Prime Minister and Ministers are explained in Article 74 and 75. Ministers is appointed by President with the advice of Prime Minister. The Prime Minister is appointed by President with the advice of majority party leader, and laterly Ministers is appointed by President with the advice of Prime Minister. Done. If majority party is unable to maintain 50% plus 1 seats, the president can dissolve Lok Sabha. That's why this house is known as temporary house. We previously discussed that this house is also known as temporary house because president can dissolve this house anytime. And when president can dissolve, if majority party is unable to maintain at least 50% seats, or we can say 272 seats, the president has power. He can dissolve Lok Sabha anytime without any prior information. That's why this house is known as temporary house. Clear? Okay. Next topic is sessions in Lok Sabha. Basically, Lok Sabha is divided into 3 sessions. Every year, Lok Sabha is conducted into 3 sessions known as budget session, monsoon session, and winter session. Then again, budget session, monsoon session, and winter session. The parliament must meet at least twice a year, but 3 sessions of Lok Sabha are held in year. Means there will be 3 sessions in Lok Sabha, but in any emergency, at least 2 sessions are required. That's why we said the parliament must meet at least twice a year in any emergency. At least 2 sessions are required, but generally 3 sessions of Lok Sabha are held in a year. The first session is known as budget session, which do start in February to May. The second session is known as monsoon session between July to September, and the third session is winter session between November to mid-December. Okay, this session is end on in May. The next session is started in July. So between 2 sessions there is a gap. Like if budget session is ending, then there must be some leaves for Lok Sabha, or Lok Sabha will go to on leave. Then next session will start after some time. If monsoon session will be end, then winter session will be started after some time. So how gap between 2 sessions not more than 2 months. If budget session is ended, then monsoon session will be started within 2 months only. If monsoon session is ending, then winter session will be started within 2 months. If winter session is ending, then budget session will be started within 2 months. So gap will not be more than 2 months between 2 sessions. So budget session, then monsoon session, then winter session. These are the 3 sessions in Lok Sabha, and the gap not more than 2 months. However, during emergency, 2 sessions at least required, and that time gap between 2 sessions not more than 6 months. If there are 3 sessions are held in a year, then gap not more than 2 months. But if 2 sessions are conducted in Lok Sabha, then gap not more than 6 months. Okay, next is tenure for Prime Minister and Minister. As we previously discussed, if majority party is unable to meet the criteria of 50% plus 1, then president can dissolve Lok Sabha anytime. If Lok Sabha will be dissolved, then the prime minister and minister will be removed. So the tenure of the prime minister and minister is not decided, or they work to the pleasure of president. But if we are talking about maximum tenure, that it will be 5 years. So generally the tenure is not decided, they work on the pleasure of president. If president is happy, and what is the criteria to happy president? This is 50% plus 1 majority. So if there is 50% plus 1 majority for majority party, then the session or the Lok Sabha session will be run till 5 years. If after 2 months or 3 months the majority party is unable to meet the criteria of 50% plus 1, then president will dissolve Lok Sabha anytime. The tenure not decided, and maximum tenure is 5 years. Done? Okay. So we divided Lok Sabha into 2 parts: MPs of the Lok Sabha and Speaker of the Lok Sabha. We have read everything about the MPs. What are the qualification for MPs? At least 25 years citizen of India. What are the seats of MPs? 543 and 550, and 2 Anglo-Indian seats removed in 104th Amendment 2023. What is the criteria for MP? There is a direct election in Lok Sabha, and majority party have to win at least 50% plus 1 votes seats. What are the tenure for MPs? What are the sessions in Lok Sabha? Now we will discuss about the chairman of Lok Sabha, which is known as a Speaker of Lok Sabha according to Article 93. So Article 93 explain about the Speaker, the chairman of Lok Sabha. The Lok Sabha is defined in Article 81, Parliament is defined in Article 79, and the Speaker of Lok Sabha is explained in Article 93. So Article 93 explain about the old terms, the qualifications, the power of the Speaker of Lok Sabha. So according to Article 93, Constitution does not fix the qualification for Lok Sabha Speaker, but a person should be minimum 30 years old. For MP, the qualification is 25 years, and for Speaker of Lok Sabha, he should be at least 30 years old. Next, citizen of India, not found insolvent, not unsound mind, and generally senior most MP of majority party. Senior most MP on the basis of work experience, not the basis of age. So on the basis of work experience, senior most MP of majority party will become the Speaker of Lok Sabha. The Speaker of Lok Sabha is explained in Article 93. Article 93 says that if a person is at least 30 years old, citizen of India, not found insolvent, and not sound mind, then he is eligible to become the Speaker of Lok Sabha. Generally, on the basis of work experience, senior most MP of majority party will become the Speaker of Lok Sabha only. Clear? Okay. If Lok Sabha Speaker wants to resign, he resigns to Deputy Speaker. Article 93 also explain about the Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha. So Article 93 says Speaker of Lok Sabha and Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha. If a Speaker wants to resign, he has to submit his resign to his Deputy Speaker. Next is quorum. What is quorum? Quorum is a power of Speaker of Lok Sabha or Speaker, Chairman of Rajya Sabha basically. It is a power. The Constitution has fixed 1/10 strength as quorum for both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Means if we want to continue Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, at least the 1/10 of the total members are required to run Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So in Lok Sabha there are 543 members. The 1/10 members is 54 members. So 54 members is required to run Lok Sabha. If member of Lok Sabha present less than 10%, any day, let's suppose the member of Lok Sabha are present 20, then Lok Sabha will not be able to run, as the minimum criteria for Lok Sabha is 1/10th member. Then what will happen during that time? The Speaker of Lok Sabha has power. He can declare quorum, means he can dissolve Lok Sabha for that day as temporary. So if member of Lok Sabha present less than 10%, then Speaker will declare quorum, means he can dissolve Lok Sabha for that day, because to run Lok Sabha we need at least 1/10th strength. Okay. So quorum is basically the power of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha Speaker or Chairman during when Lok Sabha, the MPs of Lok Sabha present less than 10%, then Speaker will declare quorum for that day. The Lok Sabha will be dissolved. Next is vote. Okay, if central government wants to make any law, then this bill must be passed by both the houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. There are minimum criteria for 1/3 and 2/3 to pass this bill. So the question is, can Speaker of Lok Sabha do vote during the passing of bill? Then Speaker has power to vote on this any kind of bill. So Speaker cannot do vote. Speaker don't have power to vote, but he can do decision vote. What is decision vote? If a bill is introduced in Lok Sabha. There are total 100 members present in Lok Sabha, 100 MPs present in Lok Sabha, and one is Speaker. There are total 101 members. Generally, Speaker can't do vote. So 100 MPs will vote for this bill. If 50 says yes and 50 says no, then this is a kind of tie. At that time, speaker only can do vote, and this type of voting is known as decision voting in Lok Sabha. So generally he can't do vote, but if any situation is made like tie, then he can vote, and this is decision vote of speaker. Clear? So we have discussed Speaker of Lok Sabha under Article 93, also Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha under Article 93. The qualification is also explained in Article 93, and a person must be at least 30 years citizen of India, not found insolvent, and not unsound mind. Generally, senior most MP of majority party will become the Speaker of Lok Sabha. Speaker of Lok Sabha resigns to Deputy Speaker. Deputy Speaker also explained in Article 93. Quorum is a generally power when Lok Sabha Speaker can dissolve Lok Sabha when member of Lok Sabha present less than 10%. Generally, he can't do vote, but he can do decision vote in Lok Sabha. Clear? So Lok Sabha is divided into two parts. Firstly, Parliament is divided into two parts. Three parts. First is Lok Sabha, Article 81. Second is Rajya Sabha, Article 80. And third is President. Then we started Lok Sabha. We divided Lok Sabha into two parts, the MPs and the Speaker. What are MPs? MPs basically the major those representative which are directly elected by people, and the head of Lok Sabha is known as Speaker of Lok Sabha. Clear? So I hope you like this video. Thank you.